About the class code here?
Yes.
Okay, please enter first the class code and you can have the last week PowerPoint and today PowerPoint for your study, Nah. So
Okay.
for everyone, okay, thank you. I already put also the ebook for your study. So if you are very excited and wants to read everything, you can read from the PPT and from the ebook. Okay, is it finished for this? Let me continue. Finish, Nah.
Finish.
Thank you so much. Okay, let me start with the PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, can everyone see the PowerPoint from this? Okay, nah, if you cannot see, please let me know. So I will start about the lecture today. Please everyone, if you don't see the screen move, let me know, nah. So I will try to move like this. Okay. So welcome everyone in our class. This is the second week, and I promise to you that the class will be easy for you to understand. Okay. I will try to make the quiz that is creative. For example, don't forget in next week, I think week 3 or week 4, I will announce the first quiz for you, and the quiz is not about memory, but it's about your activity. For example, you have to take photo and make a story from the photo and share in the class. But let's keep it for next week or another week, okay? So this one is to continue from last week. Last week, as your friend already explained, we already study about sustainable development, and you have to separate what is sustainable, it's relating people and the planet, and what is development, which is people and profit or economy. So if you want to study sustainable development, first of all, you have to study about the balance, the relationship between people, planet, and economy. Development is to improve economy of the people, but in the same time, people have to think about the planet, about the environment, so their life will be sustainable. Okay. Now we focus more about the aspect of the human. Okay. So what is human and sustainable development? Okay. So let us start. Okay. If you see from the screen, I already moved the screen about Human Development Index. So actually, I suggest you to open the YouTube here, but for our class now, I think it's too long, so you can try to open later by yourself to understand more about the relationship of human and sustainable development. And today, we will have general concept about what is human development and how to know that the human is already developed or not. So I introduce you to the word of Human Development Index, Human Development Index or HDI. Okay. And usually, if you want to know if the human have development or not, you have to make the HDI, Human Development Index, based on GDP. GDP, I think people from economy will more understand about GDP. Anyone wants to share if you know what is GDP in economy? Anyone wants to explain? What is GDP? I think, okay. If no one first, maybe I can give you some direction about what is GDP. GDP is like gross domestic product, or something to know about human development from economy standard. Nah, and GDP, you have to measure from the overall, the total number of population in one country. So the number of economy for all people in total in one country is very high, meaning that the GDP is high and Human Development Index is also high. So if the people in one country, everyone is poor, meaning that the GDP, populations, and economy in one country is also very low, meaning that the HDI will be also very low. So something like this, nah. Okay, so let's start first about the definition. So everyone can see the screen now. Now I open the screen. What is human development? Okay, human development is a concept of development that has to do with the creation and improvement of living conditions where the people can develop their full potential so that they can have a long and healthy life and access to education system. This is important because without healthy life and access to education system, people cannot live their full potential and productive in order to have opportunity in life according to their needs and interests. So in summary, human development meaning that the human or the people have very how to say full eating, well fed meaning that you are not hungry, you don't feel hungry, and then you feel safe, and then you are healthy. So this is called human development. And if you are full, your stomach is full, you don't feel safe, you are healthy being, the work, you can think and you can have involvement in public participations in all actions. So this is the basic idea of human development. And the human development approach actually developed by the economist. His name is Mahbub ul Haq. According to his idea, the United Nations Development Program take and develop the idea that human development approach emphasize to improve people quality of life. How do they know that people improve their quality of life? It is from the assumptions about economic progress. Okay, it is from the assumptions from economic progress. It will result with more opportunity for everyone. So how do they know that the economy is improved? It is known by the income growth. So the income is the tool for the progress of development. Okay. However, only income is not enough. The work about Human Development Index is also followed by Mr. Amartya Sen. Mr. Amartya Sen also say that if human wants to develop, not only have income, but also have human capability. Capability meaning that good skill, good attitude, and good education. So meaning that Mr. Amartya Sen describe human development is the ability of human to be and to do the good things in life. What is to be? To be well fed, to be safe, to be healthy. And then how to do? To do work, to do education, to do voting, and community involvement in all action. The problem is that not everyone have equal access to the food. Not everyone can have the full stomach. Some people are still hungry. For example, the issue of food security. And not all people feel safe. Some people live in unsafe condition. And some people also don't have access to good health and good access to the hospital, for example. And not everyone can do the work. Not everyone can do education. Not everyone can do the voting. And not everyone can do community involvement. So even though the concept of human development is very simple, like Mr. Amartya Sen say that to be and to do but in the reality, not everyone can have equal access to be and to do. Okay, until this, do you have any question? Until this? So far, so good for this? Okay, so let me continue about the other concept. So what actually human development? So meaning that human income only, but to improve the choice of the people to have better quality of should be at the center of development process. So the people okay. So furthermore,
Recording in
of
progress.
money that the people get, but you think about how much you have investment, not only investment in the money, but also investment in the people. For example, as we know, the money can be used for medicine, constructions of the school of human, and to fight inequality. And also you have to invest in the people, meaning that you treat the people the same. You do not have racism. The people, meaning that you give human rights. You give human rights for the people. Do you hear my voice? Still okay? Okay, nah, you hear my voice, nah?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now the important note is that giving people additional chance and freedom to live the lives they value is the key component of human development, because sometimes you think that something is good for you, but in reality it's not good for other people. So human development also include you give the human rights for other people to do what they want to do. You have to value other people, meaning that this include you support people for their talents and giving them a chance to utilize their talents. Nah, so don't cut the talent of, for example, don't cut the talent of your children since the beginning. You have to give the opportunity and the change like this. Okay, let me continue again. So let me continue with dimensions of human development. Why this is important? This is important because today, as you know, our human population already reached 7 billion people. So in 2050, the human population, meaning that in another 25 years, we will be 9 billion human population. So this impact with the way you want to develop yourself. You develop yourself by having income. If having income, you will have consumption, right? You will spend your money, you will buy something that you need. So the number of human population will have relation with your current consumption behavior. It will impact the future generations of our children. Therefore, we need to have HDI, or Human Development Index. It is created to emphasize that people and their capability should be the ultimate criteria for assessing the economy. So sustainable human development, meaning that creating the same opportunity for the next generation who have inequality that become the barriers to sustainable human development. Sometimes, because of the difference in gender, the difference in politics, difference in social, you will have conflict, aggressions, and other problems that disable dignified life and have devastating long-term consequence. So sustainability is a crucial aspect considering the growth of population, which cause a higher consumption. And if you have higher consumption, on the other hand, you will damage the living environment beyond human. You can buy everything you want. Please thinking carefully with your consumption, so your consumption behavior will not give negative impact for the future generations and for environment. So that is called sustainable human development based on 3 P's: people, planet, and profit. Not only thinking about people and profit or economy, but also think about planet. Like this. Okay, so far so good. If you have question, please don't hesitate to say your name, nah. Okay, let me continue first until you have question. So this is the picture of the dimensions of human development from the United Nations that become the indicator how the people already developed or not. In the dimension, not only about the economy, but also about the long and healthy life. The indicators starting from life expectancy at birth. And the dimension index, you call it life expectancy index, meaning that how long you can live in this world. Okay, and one of the high life expectancy country in Asia is Japan. Okay, some people in Japan, maybe a lot of people there, they can have life expectancy until 90 years old or 100 years old. And we have to check about your own country. What is life expectancy? Until how long the people can live in your country? So that's also one dimension of human development. The second one is the knowledge. Knowledge, not only what you know in your head, but also the number of the years you spend in school. Okay, for example, you can have education index, meaning you have to check not everyone can have longer education. Some of them only go until primary school, only until Matayom, and you can go until university, meaning that you have higher knowledge or education index than other people, right? And the last one is a decent standard of living, meaning that GNI per capita or GNI index, the income and the consumptions, the things that you have in you, right? So if you have these 3 dimensions about the indicators, then meaning that your HDI index is high, like this. Okay. Any question for this? Just to check how to say that you already have human development, good human development or not, you can check firstly from your long and healthy life, your knowledge or how long you spend in the school, and then your decent standard of living. Okay, until here, any question for human development? Still okay, nah? Okay, let me continue first about this. So the Human Development Index that you already study, HDI, is only the summary to say the average achievement or the key dimensions of human development. Okay, and the long and healthy life, knowledge, and living is the geometric mean of normalized index for each of the 3 dimensions. Okay, so from your mother give you a birth, you come into this world. Actually, the state, the country already count your life based on your age, until how long you can live in this world, and how long you spend your time in the school, and how much income and your spending consumptions every day. So this is called the collections of HDI. I think I have to give you the YouTube first about what is HDI to give you more picture before we continue. Okay, this one. Okay, let me stop sharing first and give you the YouTube. Please.
GDP and GNI can be used, or the average life expectancy. Living in a country with high GDP and long average life expectancy can provide conditions to ensure happiness. And it's more likely that you will live comfortably, enjoying the advantages of modern civilization. However, we cannot evaluate happiness on the standard of wealth alone. That is why the United Nations uses a summary measure that takes into account how long a baby is expected to live when born, the number of expected years and average years of schooling, and average income of the country's people, to evaluate the quality of life of countries in the world. This measure is known as the Human Development Index, or HDI. The HDI was first introduced in 1990 as part of a new approach for advancing human well-being. The new approach is about expanding the richness of human life by focusing on people and their opportunities and choices. Specifically, the HDI measures human well-being on 3 dimensions. First, health is measured by life expectancy at birth. Second, education is measured by mean of years of schooling for adults aged 25 years and more, and expected years of schooling for children of school entering age. Third, the standard of living is measured by gross national income per capita. The annual Human Development Report published by the United Nations Development Program evaluates the quality of life of countries in the world using the HDI. The HDI is a measurement between 0 and 1. The closer it is to 1, the higher the quality of life and degree of development. Let's take a look at the Human Development Report published in December 2020. Here are the top-ranking countries. According to the 2019 HDI values, Norway ranks number 1, Ireland and Switzerland ranks number 2, and Hong Kong ranks number 3. These countries have the highest level of human development. Something seems a little odd, doesn't it? Countries we usually consider as the world's most powerful do not appear in the top ranks. Why? It is probably because while those countries enjoy high economies, their citizens' quality of life is not as high. On the other end of the spectrum, Chad, Central African Republic, and Niger rank the lowest. These countries have the lowest level of human development. Let's think about the issues of these countries. Life expectancy at birth in the highest ranking country, Norway, is 82.4 years, whereas in the lowest ranking country, Niger, it's 62.4 years. That's a difference of 20 years. Mean years of schooling in Norway is 12.9 years compared to that of Niger, which is 12.1 years, or a difference of almost 11 years. Furthermore, the GNI per capita in Norway is $66,494 in Norway, which is 55 times greater than that of Niger, which is $1,201. The citizens of the low-ranking countries are living a life income, education, public health, and environment. The gap between these and high-ranking countries is expected to further widen due to COVID-19. When inequality increases, the world moves further away from peace. The reason the Human Development Index is measured every year is not to simply rank the countries in order, but to help raise the HDI of low-ranking countries to create a better world where everyone can prosper together. Peace does not come about automatically. It is something that we need to create together. Let us all work together to help the low HDI ranking countries raise the quality of public health, education, and standard of living of their citizens.
Okay, so let me continue again with the study about this. So any question first from the YouTube about how to measure HDI and why does it important? Before we continue, any questions so far? Still okay? Okay, if still okay, then I have to continue again with our slide. Okay, this one. Okay, let me continue again. Okay, okay, now you already see about the HDI index and what is relationship with the good citizens and the rank of the peace also, right? So HDI, for us to remember, is counted or measured by the life expectancy. How many years, how long can you live in this world? And after that, how long you spend your time in the school and how much income and what kind of consumption you can have in your life. So you can see from the report that Norway have the highest HDI compared to other country. And okay, any question? And you might see something strange. You don't see USA, for example. You don't see UK, for example, at that time. And from the video, you know that not every strong country always put the citizen or put the people at the center of development. Maybe some of country spend their money more in the military budget or spend more in infrastructure and other things. Okay, but what it means by United States doesn't include in the list of highest HDI. So HDI really meaning to have the context of taking the people at the center of development, meaning that the country spend the policy to improve the public health, free access of health to everyone, free access of education, and the country also provide good opportunity and working with the good salary of the people. So that's what it means by HDI. But another country, so this one is the HDI meaning and indicators, as you already see. So I will skip a little bit because you already have this. So this is the standard of Human Development Index, right? If we see the HDI and you see the country of Thailand, for example, you remember how to count HDI? HDI is count from 0 soon to 1, right? 1. So the highest HDI is the closer to number 1, okay? And the low standard of HDI is closer to 0. So if you see from the picture, you can see this one, the map of Thailand, and you can see you can see about the provinces in Thailand. You see Thailand maybe have, I'm not sure, 76 provinces around there. And this country, this province have each own HDI based on the report from the province. Okay, so you can see in your right side or your left side first, the index of HDI include the health, life expectancy, education, and living standard. In your right side, you see the number of the color starting from the low. The color is red because the color red, it's closer to 0, right? Because if you want to count the HDI, you have to count from 0 to 1. 0 ถึง 1. 0 to 1. And the highest one will be closer to number 1 is the dark green. Okay, so you can see here the some province in Thailand already have the dark green, meaning that good health, good education for the people, and high living standard. Some of them include Phuket, Bangkok, and Chiang Mai, right? And some of them are in only green, some provinces, as you can see here. But some province do not report the progress. Like you can see maybe from the picture, you cannot see Chiang Rai here, right? Meaning that there is no data valid from HDI. But most from the picture, most of the province in Thailand still in the color of orange, right? Meaning that the number of the HDI is maybe in the middle, or somehow is still in the middle, right? Not so high, but also not so low. So this is just to give you example about the progress, the current development in Thailand based on the province using HDI or Human Development Index. Any question until this? Still okay to see the human development? Okay. Let me continue. So after from provinces in Thailand, you can see more big picture about the status of Human Development Index per 2018 around the world. As you can see, from 0 until 1, the country that have the highest Human Development Index have the color of dark blue. Okay, and you can see some country here have the dark blue already, and some country that have the low HDI is country in the red color, very close to number 0. Okay, so I remind you again that how to see the HDI. You count from 0 to 1, and it's divided by several categories such as life expectancy or access to public health, and how long you can live as the population of citizen, and then how long you spend your time in the school, meaning that the knowledge, the educations of the citizen or the people, and the income and the spending consumption. Really like this? Okay, any question until this? I think Thailand compared to other Southeast Asia already in the dark, right? The dark green. As you can see, the majority of Thailand based on the province 0.6 or 0.7 something. So the quality of life here is much better than any other country. For example, in Southeast Asia. Like this now, to see you in the bigger pictures of human and the population's development index. Okay. But the problem is when you see the picture, you see that many countries in north or upper side have better quality of life than the global south. Then I introduce you to the word global north and global south. Usually population living in global north, such as in the Europe, such as in the Canada or such as in United States or in UK, have more HDI compared to people or population living in global south. Where is global south? The global south is the below one. You see from the Latin America or the Africa and Southeast Asia. So this is called the Brent line. You can see from your left side, you know there is the word Brent line. So the Brent line separate the world development between global north and global south. So who is Brent line? So in the 1980s, the name Mr. Willy Brandt, he drew imaginary line to show the difference in the wealth, the money, the wealth between income from the country above the line. The line, the richer developed north and the country below the line, the poor developing south. So from the Brent line, it can make the measures of development. So it's all about the income from the Brent line. So he make the drawing, the imaginary line, to show the difference that the north people are rich and the south people are more poor. But there is the issue of this picture. Then if you see about the global north and the global south, why he put Australia and New Zealand the same in the south, but the HDI in this country is higher than other country with the same location in the south. Okay, so there is the problem or criticism about the Brent line. Maybe it's not about geography, it's not about Pumisat, it's not about the location, right? About the Brent line, but development is not about geography. Maybe development is also relating with the skin color, for example, like that. Because as you know that people living in the north side, most of them are having the color of the skin different with us. Maybe like this, So there's some criticism of the Brent line to say about development in the north and in the south, like this. But then Brent line also have argument that based on the drawing that he made, he take it from the assumption of GNI or income and spending per capita. For example, if the Brent line, he make the drawing of the line, the north and the south, you can see that the high income and upper middle income is coming from the country that in the north. Okay, so that's his reason to use development from global north and global south, meaning that the country location in the north already developed, or you can say developed using ed, developed. But the country in the south developing, gamlang develop ing. So this is where you can find the reason why you have the say global north and global south. It's from Brent line division, like this. And maybe some people don't want to use Brent line. They don't want to say north rich, south poor. Some people will say MDC and LDC to say about human development. What is MDC? MDC, you not only say about rich country or rich north, no, but you say MDC, more developed country. And LDC is less developed country. But in the end, it will be the same, because when you say MDC or LDC, the country with the higher income will also the country, in the north side in the world, like this. So whatever the term that they use, global north or global south or MDC, LDC, the counting of the Human Development Index, if based on income, always benefit the people who live in the north, because they think that people living in the south is very poor. This is because they use HDI, Human Development Index, as one tool to say that the people already developed or not. Like this, in some aspect, it is also unfair for people living in global south, right? But then they also have another controversy about MDC and LDC. If you say the rich north and the poor south versus MDC and LDC, they can also have the reasons about population pyramids of LDC and MDC. Usually, MDC or more developed country, they will have higher income per capita. And less developed country will have the low income per capita. But the issue is the populations of the people or populations of the citizen living in MDC is lower than the populations of people in LDC. And this is where you make difference between developed with ED, developed, and developing country. Can you imagine in developed country, they have high income but low population. And developing country, they have low income but big population. So this is what makes the sustainable development issue still important to talk, because what you can see from here is that you have economic gap in our world, right? Economic gap like this. The higher income is in the country in the north, but their issue is they have higher income but no population, very low population. While the country with the low income, usually they have many population. And this is where the problem or the issue of sustainable development starts in here. So the problem from the pictures, maybe you already know, you have the gap in economy, you have the gap in population. Country with the high salary usually have low population. And the country with the low salary have very high population. And this is called growing disparity or inequality in sustainable development of the people, like this. So let me continue. What is actually global disparity? Any question first? Global disparity? From the video, you also can see. So if you want to see from the perspective of human development, you will see that our world is not equal place. Why? Because resources and the wealth and the money is not spread in the fair way. Okay. Also about the climate conditions, right? In the history, both natural and cultural factors always affecting the people, and the world become very unequal planet for some people. Why? Because some people can live very well and others maybe cannot survive, right? You can see from the on
Recording in
sitting
progress.
together around the table, right? This is called global disparity. Global disparity also have the same meaning with global inequality. And the former president of USA, President Bush, George Bush, also say about this, about global inequality. A world where some live in comfort and plenty of food, plenty of access, plenty of privilege and facility, while the half of the human population race live less than $2 a day. $2 a day, meaning that 60 baht per day. And according to the statistic information in Thailand, the definitions of the poor people in Thailand is a person who get income about 30 baht per day. So in a month, the person also always have income less than 1,000 baht per day. So that's the definitions of poverty in Thailand. And some people in Thailand have the income less than 1,000 baht per month, and some others can have more than 1 million baht per month. So meaning that the issue of sustainable development and human development in the country is not only about improving people's life and infrastructures, but to reduce the gap of global inequality. Okay. As you can see from the pictures from John Bertrand Haiti, the world is like the table. Only some people can sit on the table and some others, most of them live under the table. Like this, nah? Any questions so far? If we want to have global inequality, so I will show you just a little bit. This is the reality of our world now, the global north and the global south. The natures of global inequality, you will see many rich in the urban and the rural poverty. So if we study more in social innovation, for example, our student will also know about the theory of global inequality. Maybe you also already have the gap, the difference between rural and urban, like that. Okay. Any question until this about this before we continue? So far so good. Okay, maybe this one I will skip because this is too detailed for you to say about the difference gap between rural and urban. Urban meaning the core, and rural is periphery. Periphery is not Katy Perry, nah, periphery. Periphery is area like this. The core, usually the urban, usually the north side. People who enjoy the highest income and good HDI. But on the other hand, periphery is the area where in global south that most people HDI is very low. But in reality is that the people in periphery, the people living in rural or the people living in the south, they provide the food, they provide the agriculture, they provide the nature to support the life of the rich people living in the core or living in the north. This is from the global core periphery. Also in one country, if you see the reflections in one country, maybe in one country, the very rich people only live in the urban area, in the city. But the food security, the agriculture, the productions of the productions of the product that the peoples in the city it's coming from the rural, but the rural people still remain the poor people. So this is called core periphery theory. I will not go deeply into this because this one is for social innovation students. Okay. This one I will skip about this. What I told you about the supply, nah? Usually because if you remember, people living in the north, they have the higher income but very low population. When the people living in the south or LDC, they have low income but they have many population. So in the theory from Myrdal and Friedman, usually people living in the South or people in LDC country become the cheap labor for the people in the North or MDC, because people in South or LDC have many population, and the young generation or young people, they need to have a job like this. So the functions of the South, Global South and LDC country or the periphery is to provide the good, the service, the people and the land and the nature for the people coming from the North or MDC. Okay, so everything this theory is actually coming from the concept of HDI, Human Development Index, to say that your country is developed or not. Like this, nah? So I will skip this one, not too very detailed. Then, after you see many inequality, and you see that, oh, we live in the South, we see many gap, we see unfair situation. Many people start to criticize the context of HDI, Human Development Index, only counting human development from money, from economy, from the income, from the consumption, from the spending. It's unfair. So for some people, now they start to make not only Human Development Index, HDI, but the Happiness Index. Happiness Index is become one alternative to show that not only about HDI. So maybe to become a good person in the good life, you maybe not need to have the long time of education or the big income and you have to spend money all the time. No, maybe you can be happy in psychology, mental health. You have social support. You have also good economy, but time balance. You have good work, not only about income, but the work that live with your passion, your talents. Health by living in good exercise maybe, and you can learn from anything that you can see as you study in the society. Maybe you can have good government, that you see that everything is fair and justice. And you can still see good environment, good nature, good community, and you can get life satisfaction. So maybe it's not only about income, GDP, GNI, to say that one country or population develop or not. Maybe you can have the happiness index and well-being. What is this? So starting in 2000, around the year 21st century in 2000, in the latest HDI, Norway having the #1 which HDI value, right? Ireland, Switzerland, and everything. However, regarding various indicators, GDP is considered a broken system in many countries and places. I already show you that because of the GDP consideration, the North country think that they are rich, right? And they make use of the nature, and the people in the South become cheap labor, and then they can destroy the environment of the people in the South. They exchange the money that they have with the happiness of the nature and the life of people in the South. So some people think that GDP cannot be considered as the HDI index anymore. Now many countries around the world, they try to create alternative index of GDP that can have the broader context of factors. So the idea is to correct the something inside GDP to provide better understanding of human development. One example is Bhutan. As a country, Bhutan use GNH, not GDP, not gross index of from the income, domestic product from industry or something. No, they use GNH, gross national happiness index. Okay, maybe people in GDP, they say can have HDI value, but maybe it's not good for the people because what people want is just to be happy, right? So let me give you the example of Bhutan. This is very unique because Bhutan has been considered a living example of the real human development. Why? Because this country say you can have money, but money cannot buy anything. Happiness, you can get that from the connection with the nature. So national happiness was coined by their king in the early 1970s, but the basic idea behind it to see the development process should take into account very important holistic approach. Not only about income, money. No, please look carefully and holistic to what is progress and equal non-economic aspect about human. It means only having money and access to resources doesn't signify, doesn't reflect the overall development. So the happiness index is a single number index from 33 indicators categorized under 9 domains. There are 4 pillars of this GNH or gross national happiness. Number 1, okay, you can have good income, you can spend so much money. What about your governance? Is it corrupt or not? Are you happy with the freedom in your country? If you are happy, then you can have GNH from the good governance. Number 2, sustainable social economic development, so that you can have the preservations and promotions of the culture and environmental conservation. Because in the beginning, Bhutan say the development of the people cannot in the lost connection with the nature. To be happy, you have to go back to the nature. Sometimes the young people, you can say after you burn out, you are very stressful with life. Where will you go? You will go to the beach. You will go to see the nature. So it proves that to be happy, to have the full development of the people, you have to be in connection with the nature. Okay, and this is some pictures of the GNH of measurement and screening tools. Number 1, living standards, education, health, environment, community, vitality, time use. You have a lot of money, but you work 24 hours. You are not happy. Psychological well-being, good governance, cultural resilience, and promotions. So following these 9 domains, Bhutan as the country developed 38 index and variables to analyze the happiness of the people. And this GNH measurement is taken by United Nations as one alternative of GDP, like this. And the Nordic countries, as you can see, Finland, Denmark, also use happiness report in life satisfaction. So now many countries trying to leave behind the index of GDP, and instead they try to replace with happiness index GNH. So UN Finland is the happiest country. Denmark also come in the second. So it's very good to stay there. If you want to improve yourself, then it come the inspirations of the country on the Bhutan. And this is called the innovations to challenge the GDP that create many gaps for the people. Okay, so what is happiness meaning? Happiness means satisfactions with your life. So maybe I will ask you after this, are you happy with your life? And what does the category of this? Like this, let me show you the picture. Domains of what happened in Bhutan, the pillar 1, pillar 2, 3, and 4. The government also include in here. After this, I will ask you, are you happy? And what makes you happy? Okay. Let me skip this one. This is include time use. You have enough sleeping hours. You can walking and seeing the nature, emotional balance. You can have spirituality. You can have health, family, safety, food security, freedom, trust. Many use. You can have your dialects, your accent. You cannot speak good English, is okay in the class. That's why I never push you to use that. You try your best using your dialect, your Thai accent, or any accent is okay. The most important, you try, but don't push yourself too much, something like that. So this is called happiness. Okay. And now this is the happiest country then in the world. Why Bhutan is not here? Because Bhutan is not joining about the ranking game of this UN or something. Because if you want to be in the ranking game like this, you have to push the people more, right? To have the index like this. But so far there are 20 happiest country, not using GDP, but from health expectancy, life expectancy, freedom to make life choice, including gender identity, and something. How generous, how kind is the people to help you, to give the systems support system, not toxic environment like that, and perceptions of corruption, no corruptions in the country. So this makes people happy. Actually, you have good life, long life, you have the good access to the health, you have freedom to make life choice, you can marry with someone you love, and the people support you, be generous, and there is no corruptions in your country. It can also make you happy. And this is the happiest country in the world based on this indicator, like this. Okay, let me continue first. So the reflections after the lesson about the HDI, human development. I'm not sure if you want to see it from HDI GDP, or you can use the happiness like this. So without further ado, let me ask first about you. I need 3 people maybe to say, are you happy or not in your life? So what is happiness to you? Anyone wants to contribute before we have the final summary? What makes you happy? Are you happy? Can you share? Are you happy? Please share. Are you happy? What makes you happy? Please, Mr. Papangkon, what are you happy?
I am very happy, Ajahn, that I'm studying with friends right now, and I'm happy that I could eat and walk. Ajahn, that's all.
Okay, happiness is simple, right? You are happy. Okay, anyone wants to share? What makes you happy? Anyone? Sometimes happiness is not about money. Sometimes, if I work and I want to make money, I don't feel happy. When I go back from work, I see my cats, and my cats meow like that, and it makes me already happy. Like, oh, happiness is simple. Maybe anyone more wants to share? Are you happy with your life? Please share before we continue. Are you makes you happy? Happiness is simple. What makes you happy?
Hello, teacher.
Yes, please. Are you happy?
Yes, I'm very happy when I spend the money for something when I need to get it.
Oh, okay. So you have money every time you want. And sometimes what you want is just simple, just to treat your mother or your father, your sister, your brother, eating together for dinner. Okay, I understand. That's sweet. Okay, before we continue far, remember next week or maybe next 2 weeks. I'm not sure. Let me check again. I want you to take photo of the people around you and tell a story about them, right? But the topic is, let me check again next week, nah? But that's your quiz, first quiz. So it's not about memory, but to say story about others. Okay, now I will share because I already finished. Please, Miss Tannery, to summarize what happened in our class today, please.
Hi. Hi. So on today that got a summary, I divided into like teacher divided into topic. The first is what is human development and how to know human are developed based on SDG or GDP. I'm not sure. The basic idea of the human development is like be well, safe, and healthy being, and do work, education. Not everyone are equal. Someone are unsafe. Not sorry. The basic idea of this is about not having more income, but it's about people will having more choice of their life. This is what I got from.
Okay, yeah, it's true. I think you are right that we separate human develop, be and do. I think we can focus also that. So the basic simple be and do, you can be whatever you want and do what you need to do. So I think that's the simple basic of human development. Okay, thank you so much. The last one, Mr. Papangkon, please.
Hello, Ajahn.
Yes, hello, please.
Well, for me, I will be recapping the class that will be more detail about the thing that we learned. So the first thing that we learned, of course, is about human development. Is it a concept of development that relate with improvement of living condition? And it is the ways to develop their full potential, like healthy life and access appropriate educational system. And for the lesson, I've learned that Human Development Index is a measure how development has improved of human life, whereas the indicators of human development would separate into 7 parts, where the first one is Human Development Index rank. The second one is life expectancy. The third one is infant mortality rate. The fourth one is maternal mortality rate. The fifth one is adult literacy rate. The sixth one is percentage of population below poverty line. And the last indicator would be per capita GDP. That is 7 indicators that people usually use in Human Development Index. And now, for talking about Human Development Index, we need to talk about sustainable human development too, which is the way to create opportunity for the next generation. But however, the barriers of sustainable human development would be political, social, economic, and gender equalities, where it's the root of conflict and long-term consequence. And to sum up a little bit about the dimension and indicators of human development, I would say there are three key dimensions, whereas health, educational, and living standard that lead to Human Development Index. Now, we move on to the next part, where the broad line has created 2 categories, which is the North and the South, where it said that the North is the more developed country, or MDC, where it had a higher income and low population, where the South or LDC, less developed country, had low income but high population, which these problems leading to gap in economy, gap in population, general perception that we understand that the country with high salary must have low population, and the country with low salary has high population. But however, there are critiques on HDI or Human Development Index, where why HDI needs to base on income, salary, or economic growth. Then they believe that the North use this context as an excuse to exploiting and oppressing the South, while gathering their natural resources or even put some funding program to make them pay the debt for the rich. Then this is a problem where the rich get richer and the poor still at the poor level. However, there are some countries that use the another theory to use to measure the human development by using gross national happiness instead of HDI. For example, in Bhutan, that they use the gross national happiness by separate domain of gross national happiness in like time they use, that they sleep well, or their health, and about things their life. It's about the happiness. That would be all for me. Thank you, Kapajan.
Thank you so much. I think it's very good, nah? Very good summary. Thank you so much. Okay, today we finished, but I want you all to see this week 4 and week 6. I see the name Sam. Why you choose two times? Are you sure, Sam? You want to have both? Or you just mistake? Okay, anyway, week 4 and week 6, I see the same name. I think it's Sam. But it's okay if you want to do twice, 2 times, it's also okay. Okay, so I think that's all for today. We still not yet have the quiz. Let's see if next week I will announce the quiz, but the quiz will not be like assignment or writing, no. It's about the hunting of photo and tell a story, but let me explain next week. Any questions so far from today?
Teacher,
Yes.
I don't put my name in the summary yet. I don't know how to put.
Okay. So the link of the summary already in Google Classroom, you can open the link.
Is view only.
Oh, view only.
I can edit.
Okay. I think anyone with the link can edit. Okay, let me try to open. Wait a little bit for your friend. Okay. This one. Okay, if you see, you already have this one. Now let me edit. Now, I hope you can do it now. Okay, saving. Okay, now because some people already here. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's try again. Okay, is there any question? Other thing? Okay, if not, then we meet next week. I hope in the class. Pardon for today online. I still have meeting every day, whole day today, and I'm still outside around 81 building. But I hope next week I can meet you in the class. Okay, thank you so much for your coming today. I hope you enjoy and see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone. See you. Bye.
See you, Kap.
Bye.
See you,
Thank you,
teacher.
Kapajan.
See you.
Let me close, Naka.